What's up everybody, welcome back again to my channel. So today I'm back with another amazing recipe for y'all. So make sure y'all stay tuned throughout this whole video so you can see the whole process. So let's waste no time, let's get straight into the video. Alright guys, so today I'm going to be making some Madeira chicken with some asparagus and then some mashed potatoes. So I'm going to be showing you all the ingredients that you're going to be needing in order to make this recipe. Stay tuned. Okay guys, as you can see, I got my chicken breast that's already been washed, cleaned and everything, just ready to go. Also I got my asparagus right here, some heavy whipping cream, chicken broth, mushroom, some wine, ground black pepper, some cloves in this bowl right here, my olive oil, and also I'll be needing some butter, green onions, and thyme. So it's all the ingredients that I'm gonna be needing in order to make my chicken Madeira. Okay guys, so what I'm gonna go ahead and do now is kind of like some slices through my chicken breast so I know my flavor will get all the way into the meat. Like I have some big pieces which I might have to dice them in half, so I know, you know, they'll cook at the same time. So that's what I'm gonna do now, and then next up I'll show you guys how I'm going to put the seasoning on them and marinate them a little bit, and then we'll just start cooking them. Okay guys, so now I'm ready to get my marinating sauce going for my chicken. So what I'm gonna do is in this bowl right here, I'll be adding some of my olive oil. I'm gonna put my chicken right in there and then make sure all the pieces get the same amount of, you know, marinade sauce over them. Let them sit in the fridge for about 30 minutes to an hour, and then bring them back out and we'll start cooking. Okay guys, so that's how my chicken is looking like. So I'm gonna put some wrapping paper on top and stick it in the fridge for about 30 minutes to an hour. Okay guys, so it's been about 35 minutes now, and I'm ready to start cooking my chicken. So I got my cast iron heating up right now. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is add some of my olive oil in there. So that should be enough. Just like that. And then what I'm gonna do is let it come up to a nicely warm temperature so I can add my chicken in there. So as you guys can see, I got my chicken right here, pair of tongs. I'm going to put them right in there. You don't want the heat to be too high, so just like that, like this. Until mine was pretty hot. Put them in there just like that. Now what you want to do, you want to give it like a couple minutes on each side, and then we'll flip them. You just flip them just like that. See where they at, the color. one more piece I'm going to put in there. Go right in there. Let them fry on each side for a few minutes, and then I'll be flipping them, and I'll show you guys how they look after they're done. Okay guys, so quick checkup on my chicken. You can see I just flipped them in a nicely brown color. That's exactly what I'm looking for. So I'll give them another 10-15 minutes, and then I'll remove them so I can start prepping my mushrooms and with the rest of the ingredients in the same pan, because I want everything to have the same type of flavor inside. So stay tuned. I'm gonna give them, like I said, another 10-15 minutes to cook, and then after that I'll move on to the next step. Stay tuned, guys. Okay guys, so chicken is all cooked up nicely how I want them to. So I'm gonna remove them, put them in a separate plate, let them cool down for a bit, let my pan cool down, because I'm gonna use that same pan to cook up my mushrooms and my other vegetables that I'm gonna be adding in my chicken Madeira. So I'm just gonna remove them, set them aside, just like that. And then next up, what I'm gonna do is all these little pieces of chicken breast that are left in my pan, I'm gonna use a wooden spoon, just like that, and kind of like see if I can remove some of them. If they're really sticking, you know, don't worry about them. But you just want to remove them so they don't be sticking to the bottom, just like that. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna add my mushrooms in there. I already washed my mushrooms and everything. I'm just gonna add them in there just like that. Always add salt. When I add salt for taste, not a whole lot, but a few pinches. Okay guys, so my mushrooms, they've been cooked just like I wanted them to. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna add some fresh chopped onion and green onions in there, just like that. And also I'll be adding some garlic in there too. You can't go wrong with garlic. Just like that. I'm gonna give him like maybe 2 minutes in there. I'm gonna have my garlic. Add my garlic in there just like that. Okay. Mix it well in there. Okay guys, so right now I'm getting ready to begin on my creamy sauce. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna add about 1.5 cup of red white wine. So about 1.5 cup. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna turn on your heat, let your wine kind of like simmer for about 5 minutes. And after that, I'll be adding 1.5 cup of my chicken broth, and I'm gonna let that, you know, simmer again for another 10 minutes. And then lastly, I'll add about 1/2 cup of whipping cream, and I'll let that, you know, sit in there simmering for about 2 minutes. And then after that, I'll put everything back in here, and then I'll put it on boil in my oven for about 5 to 10 minutes until my cheese and everything is nicely cooked up, and then it'll be done. Okay guys, so it's been about 5 minutes now since I added my wine in there. So it has been reduced a little bit, and it picked up the flavor of my chicken and the mushroom and everything. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do now is I'm gonna add about 1.5 cup of my chicken broth. Now I'm using 100% all natural. You can pick whichever one you want. So I'll be adding about 1.5 cup, just like I did with my wine. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let it simmer in there for about 10 minutes till it reduce a little bit, and it picked up all the flavor of the wine, the mushrooms, and the chicken that I already fry in the pan. And then after that, I'll add my whipping cream, and then I'll be ready to put everything back in so I can put it in the oven, and pretty much my chicken Madeira will be done. So stay tuned, guys. Okay guys, so this is how my sauce is looking at right now. I got about a half cup of whipping cream right here that I'm gonna add in it soon. And look at my asparagus. It's cooking up nicely, so everything will be fresh and warm. Now over here, got my mushrooms with my onions in there, my chicken over here, and in this bowl right here, I have some chopped parsley that I'm gonna use for garnish at the end. So asparagus cooking up nicely, my sauce smelling mighty delicious already. So guys, stay tuned. So I'm gonna add my whipping cream next, so I'll show you guys that part. So now I'm gonna go ahead and add half cup whipping cream, just like that. And as I mentioned earlier in the video, you can't go wrong with garlic. So I'm gonna go ahead and chop me some fresh garlic real quick to add in there so I can get that nicely garlic taste in my sauce. And also, once I'm getting ready to add everything back in here so I can bake it, I'll be doing a taste check on my sauce to make sure, you know, seasoning and flavors are all right before I bake it. So stay tuned, guys. I'm gonna show you guys the final step before baking. Okay guys, so I just added about 2 cloves of minced garlic in there. Give it another 2 minutes till the garlic flavor just gets right into it. And then I'll be doing a taste check, making sure the flavor is on point. And then I'll be putting my chicken back in here, my mushrooms, my asparagus, and some cheese. So I just check flavors and everything is perfectly fine. So what I'm gonna do now, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the heat, and I'll be adding my chicken right back in my sauce, just like that. I'm gonna add them back in there, and there'll be some of our chicken juice in our plate. We're just gonna dump that right in there. Next is I'm gonna add my mushroom. Then finally, it's time to add my asparagus. I'll be adding my asparagus on the side here. I could use some of my chopped parsley, just put a little bit on there on top, and then save the rest for when it's done cooking, so I can use as garnish. I'll throw some in there just like that. And then I'm gonna set my oven on boil on high heat. So my oven is set on high heat on boil. So what I'm gonna do now is add my cast iron pan. Alright guys, so as you can see, my chicken Madeira is all done. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna fix up a plate. It'll be time to eat. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the videos, and please share.